country know how the importance of innovation. If you put the diagram exactly the same, what make a difference there? I learned something today in Taiwan. For example, when I'm discussing with the President Wu, he told me that in Taiwan, because of the Confucius belief, they believe that there is a beautiful woman in book, there is a handsome man in book, and then most important, there is a money in book. We don't have this kind of belief. We believe there is a money in Senayan. To be honest with you, after looking so many companies all over the world, if we do not have that kind of belief that Taiwanese have, I told you very frankly today, after seeing so many organizations, like Michael Jackson said, you keep dreaming. And we are in dangerous position. You know what? This is a world GDP since the 1500s. You see, there is a jump. Why is the jump? Actually, it's not because of the technology. There is a wrong thinking that people, when thinking about the industrial revolution and making of this. Actually, what the make GDP is going up is the invention of corporation, the firm. That's actually the time when, if correct me if I'm wrong, one of the first corporation in the world is founded by the Dutch.
Nih, minta tolong
The
ambilin.
POC, Parameter Oil Release Company, which is occupied Indonesia for 350 years. That's the first company. So, linked to Dr. Cairo, actually the cooperation. So one single man cannot do anything. The organization make a difference. And when coming to the organization, what your belief is becoming important. You create an organization and you want to create innovation, but you believe money in Senayan, you keep doing it. But if you believe money in book, there is a beautiful girl in book. You understand what they mean? It means if you're smart, you can have a beautiful girl. If you're smart, you can have a beautiful husband, handsome husband, something like that. This is actually, I'm always using this because I'm a fan of Juan Enrique. He said that the difference between what one person produces in the richest and poorest countries in the world is no longer 5.1, but is now around 400 to 1. That's 5 to 1 in the old days when David Ricardo established the theory of nation advantage. That's why the resources play the game. But right now it's still changed, already 401. And then by like right now the Taiwanese embrace the IT and the genetic revolution, this could become 1,000 to 1. What that means? There is no hope whatsoever for rich resource country like Indonesia, like the others, to win. Yes, we have the resources, but they have 1,000 to 1 leverage. That's why if you see in the world competitiveness index that produced every year in Davos, never, if you check, never the resource rich country become at the top. Always like the country will not have anything. For example, this year Singapore is number 3. What Singapore have? Nothing. When Malaysia divorced Singapore, the Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew with, you know what? Because you don't know what I have to do with this only a tiny city. So I tell you, with you are all students here, my fellow Indonesian, change the mindset. It's very important. First, to reach, to bless by such a resourceful country is a blessing, but also a curse when you still believe that can help you. Second, please change. Don't dream there's money in Senayan. It's only 500 people can go in there. And calculate it's more, you have a better dream if you want to be the CEO of the top company. It's more than 500 still, maybe. Okay? So this is already explained. Actually, it's more of the cooperation. I'm directly supporting your theory, Dr. Cairo. Actually, okay, go ahead. So one thing, let me start with small thing. This is more global because there is our colleague here coming from Taiwan. This is also, I'm learning from my research, not my research center all over the world. That's actually what right now stopping us to going further is we found that most of organizations not able to learn. It's very simple actually. Even we have a say, even a donkey will not falling down at the same hole twice. We believe that we learn every single day, but that's not the fact. We do this a check, okay? We check the country, the slide is not clear, it's actually divided between the North America, Asia, South Africa, and then Asia, North America, EMEA, that's mean Europe, and then South America. Basically, everyone right now in every corporation asking their employee to find a new solution because of the competition. Next. This is, we create a concept that we call it as experimentation space. Do institutions have enough experimentation space? The question is, if the employee fail at something, it is bad for his or her career. If you can see, actually, that's a paradox. On one side, you're asking your employee to create a new solution, but on the other side, you told them, hey, don't make a mistake. When you make a mistake, you are doomed. It's a paradox, come on. But if you look, actually, the North America is the better one. I mean, if you look the statistic, they are 66% saying that yes, you can make a mistake compared to the rest of the world. So this is, please do not surprise. I quote something from Times magazine today. I got from the airplane when flying back to Taiwan, that saying that with only 5% of the world population, the U.S. produce almost 25% of the world economic output. Tell you the story. At the end of the day, this is my last slide. Be careful about something. Knowing doesn't equate to learning. Applying on what is effective now will not necessarily lead to high performance in the future, especially in the today rapidly changing environment. This is more general conclusion that even the best company in the world still believe that they can rely on experience. No, you have to rely on research. Why? I think Einstein made it very clear that you cannot solve the problem with the same knowledge that you find that problem. So basically, for example, you have you find a problem using statistics, then probably you have to solve it using another discipline. So I close my presentation today. So first, you are my fellow Indonesian, our country, a hope in your hand. First, change the mindset. Because all the diagram, if you look, asking the consultant, you get the same thing. But to make a difference, do you believe there is a money in book? That's one thing. Second, if one day you become a CEO, give a space for experimentation. For example, right now, I bring some example from Singapore. Singapore Airlines is one of the most admired company in the world. In Singapore Airlines, there is a culture. When you launch a product, launch a service in Singapore Airlines, and it failed, miserably failed, they guarantee it will not affect your career. That kind of secret actually that you need to learn from this most admired company, not just the diagram. Anyone know how to create an organization. Most important, how the organization works, or I put in the Dr. Khairul work, saying how the cooperation, how the organization works. Actually, to be honest with you, if you are all scholars here, very little research still in this area. Okay, I think I close my presentation today, and thank you so much.